husband, we used to name our children as soon as we knew what we were expecting them. And as soon as one of us got a name, who is this that's coming? I don't know why, but we always had that sense of, them being a person already. So Ntokozo was a part of our family from even before there was a bump to show he's coming. We thought Ntokozo was going to be a girl, so we were expecting a girl. And he was part of the family. I'm saying he and she because we went for the scan and the doctor saw a girl and pointed out. But then on the day he was born, he was surprised to see a little wiener there. So, the kids, everyone was just expecting, this new member of the family. Ntokozo, and I have an older boy. My firstborn is a boy. Then I have a girl. So Ntokozo was the third child. Unfortunately, on the day Ntokozo was born, he came he had turned in the stomach. He was coming Caprich. And it was the weekend earlier, Good Friday, so the hospital was understaffed and all the delays and everything that happened. And eventually, by the time he was born, he was tired, and it was a traumatic experience, and he lost his life, and about half an hour after he was born. And I didn't lose a thing, because actually the whole family didn't lose a thing. We lost a member of our family. It was months of anticipating whether this person was coming, it broke everybody's heart. I remember seeing Mbomi, because he was around 6 years old at the time. 6 or 4. No, he was about 4 years old at the time. And he was trying to comfort me. They would always be asking, am I okay? Or just come and give a hug, just sit quietly, and Liena also, I saw him, when you see a child mourning the loss of their own sibling, sometimes I feel now I was lucky enough to see Ntokozo breathing, right after his birth. And to see his little corpse the very next day in the mortuary, they had put him icing, but when we washed him, as traditional, you would wash the body before you dress it. It was still soft, but very cold, Unlike the night before when he had just passed on, I got to touch his body, it was still warm. You're expecting and say something, but I didn't. And the next morning here, on the 20th April, then he was called in the mortuary, and he was a member of our family. He was not a thing. He was not a number, The kids still remember his birthday and they sing for him, and there's such a consciousness in our family where there's 4 children and not 3, because I had a son after Ntokozo. And there's a consciousness even with the children, they are 4, they are not 3, and there's an anticipation now. We'll see him in heaven, Yeah, and for me personally, I just had a journey, and even in his death, I've seen the joy of God, which is one Togozo is, getting to a point of understanding God and receiving the spirit of joy in your life when you thought you were dead, ready to just what's making your body live, and to move from that state. His very existence, it brought that fruit, into my life. That, I guess the word of God that's closest to describing it, children are like arrows in the hands of a mighty warrior. He's an arrow that belongs to me, and it has pierced through the deepest darkness and the deepest depression, that I experienced. Mobupilong, I think further than the time and Togozo, issues I hadn't dealt with in a long time. It's almost like it just pierced through. That God managed to, with this one person, and the love, and the loss, all that deep emotion, it made me to seek God, in the deepest place. I know He's the one who sought me, came and found me, in the deepest, black hole, where there's no direction, or where is what, only a Christian already, but can get to places where you are just lost emotionally and psychologically. You don't even know how to walk back. But the word of God kind of pulls you until you get to a point. And that on its own is such a huge miracle and an achievement. But to get to a point where you can laugh again, and be joyful, like truly joyful. It's not being happy about circumstances, but to have the joy of God it's like a breath of life on its own, It's itself, I don't know, it's like something that's alive on its own, and everything it touches just brings to life. That's the joy of God. And with situations that you see that were supposed to take you down, it's like that flame that is a dimming, it just burns through that, and you are uplifted over and over. And so for me, I feel his presence, or the gift that he was, and the gifts that he carried as a person, are availed to me as his mother and to our family. Being in he's a brother that I have, in heaven. And I look forward to seeing him, face to face. And I know we're going to live in eternity, together. He's with his father. And he's a responsible father, a loving father. He's in the best place, better than me. And, I love him. I love God, and I love, Ntogozo, and I'm excited, if there was nothing else, that's the one thing I know I'm looking forward to, in eternity, to see his beautiful face, again.